Welcome back, survivors. I'm the SurvivalVis, and we return to Ecosystem, where we're just going to bring the series to a close this week with these next couple of episodes, just letting it all go along. One thing about Ecosystem is, I do think there is like a population cap for the amount of creatures you can have in an ecosystem. I added up everything around here, as long as it hasn't changed too much in numbers. It came out to like 192. So I think the game kind of has like a 200 population cap or something like that, so it doesn't completely eat up all of your computer's resources and crash or anything. But with that population cap in place, that also means that there's not really new species that we could have established unless we get rid of some of the old that are already here. So what we'll probably do is look at seeing about clearing out a few of these species and seeing what else we can bring along. Like, we may leave you around. I was thinking about maybe getting rid of the gore snooks, but they kind of remind me of like an ocean sunfish in a way, where it's like the big flat body and then the fin top and bottom. So maybe if they are able to stay alive, we'll let them be as they are. The Nausicatas I might get rid of just because they are these just basic pancake flattened balloon animals. So you know what? I'm actually going to see about doing that. Oh, wow. Okay, don't know where all of a sudden I had all kinds of points come in, but let's see. We'll take bulk kelp, I suppose. See about seeding that a little bit. I'm still hoping to see if we can get something like, say, sharks come in, or another one of, like, our seed... Oh, God, the frame rate is starting to tank on me. I think it is time to look... Okay, so where were the Nausicatas? This is cull species. Yes, get rid of them. The gore snook will keep. The Eulolings. I think these are... Actually, that's kind of an interesting design that came about. I didn't think... Some of them seem a little bit better off than others. They definitely seem like a mixed bag of a species. But I am thinking of maybe taking them out too. The Barbana, Alright, these are foragers. I think I want to leave these guys. They are kind of the ones that do resemble something of a functioning creature. Like, at least the limbs do seem to work and all that's coming along, so they can probably stay as they are. The Durabmerids. That is one of these guys, and I kind of am feeling like maybe getting rid of them. It seems like quite a... Yeah, you know what? I'm going to get rid of them, too. Boop. We'll take care of that. So, let's see. The Blotro, yeah, we're going to leave the Blotro. A few interesting things happening with, like, the backside of some of them. They are trying to evolve and develop their fins more. So that's actually probably one of the species that's going to show, or is showing, how, like, the evolution is changing for them. The fin shape is definitely extended to the left and right, and it seems like it's helping a few of them swim a bit better or have a little more control in the water. But they're our mainstay predator species, so we'll probably want to leave them around. So the gore snook, the Euloling, the Barbana, these four are probably the ones we'll keep for now, and we'll see about any of these other ones to deal with. We've got... Alright, these are our highway smushed frogs. I'm tempted to call them out, but looking at their derpy faces they're coming in, it's almost like a begging of... I don't know if they're begging for me to call them or keep them, so we'll probably just leave them for now until I figure that out. Tenbury, there are only 2 of these left, so I'm just going to take care of them. And then we got the Scabasas. Actually, wait, are you a Scabasa? Wait, you're a Scabasa. I thought you were a Balatro. Okay, maybe I had... Okay, the Balatro are our mainstay predator species. I thought they were more, like, changed into that just because of how similar they look, but no, they are different species. I mean, God, look at the Balatro now. They are kinda janky if they are... What? Okay, so we've got extremes for the Angeloaches. these are the same species, oddly enough. God, this is enough. I don't know what's happening to the genetics for those guys, but they are not doing so hot. Okay, so the Scabos I want to leave. The Larsku. What the heck happened to their back ends? It's like they just are trying... Again, it's like mitosis. They're trying to divide themselves. Honestly, does look like dick and balls in a way. Just because YouTube might not be happy with them, I'm going to possibly see about getting rid of them as a species, too. Because, yeah, that's just a jangled mess that spawned. So we'll take care of them. And we'll probably leave the Angeloches. They are, oddly enough, a predator species. Okay, there's something interesting. It's not a new predator species, but we can see coral fish. I don't really know if we have that much coral on the map, though. Like, if I go into miscellaneous, does it tell me, like, I do have some tube sponges, but I don't actually know... Yeah, coral isn't really that plentiful right now on the map. I only have these two options of, like, putting them down. But you know what? We'll still give it a try and see what comes of the coral fish. Because now that we've thinned out the numbers, maybe this will let a number of new species come in, and we'll see points kind of skyrocket for what we're getting again. I think it was as we were kind of hitting that population cap, because we couldn't really get new species, or more animals in until others were dying. There wasn't really, like, the generations were continuing to advance, which is where a lot of those life points come from. I think it's as your current species go to a next generation, you get a big boost of points for that. But yeah, we'll see that, give it some time for it all to sort itself out, and then we'll see from there what takes and what doesn't. Although, oh god, I hope you do not make it through. You look like a frog stuck in a onesie that has been, like, sewn with too many limbs to it. Like, that's just a mood right there, just floating motionless, waiting for the end to come. But yeah, I've at least got the map seed with all kinds of plant life. It'll just be about trying to get the coral to start growing. And to be honest, I'll have to try and get more coral species. Yeah, just to try to help those coral fish or any new species establish. We'll get more of these getting down. I don't think we have anything established quite yet. From looks of it, these are all pretty familiar names. And we are at least seeing, like, the life points are coming in. It's just, again, one of the things about games like this is you either basically have to leave them sitting for a long time, then check in every now and then, or you speed up time and you kind of just do a lot of cuts to whatever changes there are. For the style of Let's Play I do, which is normally to keep everything shown off and knowing how long the time takes for stuff, it doesn't mesh as well for my style. Well, we can at least take a look at the Bogassers? Bogassers? God, they are tiny little things, but honestly, they are swimming better than the majority of other species that, like, first spawn in. And yeah, they kind of do have the same limb style as the Barbana do, which is like the two pectoral fins and then the weird tail slump thing. What are you? The Katamoja. You almost look like a vacuum cleaner fish. Like, there's the vacuum head, there's the rest of the body. Oh, well, it's an entire body now that it's died, but oh no, it's still alive. I just completely went motionless, so I thought it was dying there, but yeah, it's almost like a Hoover fish. You have the vacuum and the entire tank and that behind it. No, and then you have things like that just looming in the distance, the Angeloche. there are all kinds of weird things that definitely get spawned in, but I do feel like there might need to be some more, like, natural things put in for spawning. Like, I mean, as jumbled of a mess as you are kind of symmetrical, which is the one thing I think the game might need to get, like, a bit of an application for. Like, in nature, internal-wise, a lot of things are asymmetrical, I believe. But externally, I can't think of anything that's really, like, an asymmetric creature in nature. Like, sure, you can have things like, say, crabs, which have the one claw that developed bigger than the other, but when they first hatch, it's all symmetrical of equal limbs on equal sides in that. It's nothing quite like, well, this here, where you've got the one fin on the one side. Truthfully, if there was one on the other side, then it would be symmetrical. It's things like that where I feel like maybe that's where, like, some mobility issues can stem from for the species. It's like, looking at you, our Balatros, yeah, if they do have the natural, or if they do have symmetry, they seem to perform better. Like the Gorsnook R1, it's kind of hard to call that symmetry when you have them so, like, janked into the sides or the ends there. Although they are still surviving and getting along pretty well, so you can't really hold it against them. The Lacrata. Oh god, no. Okay, it's not the same frog in a onesie, but it is something else in a onesie. I don't know why there's the weird, like, color thing. God, I know what I want to describe that is, but I can't for... I mean, granted, I'm not on monetization, but I probably should try to stay in the practice just in case the channel ever grows large enough to look at going into that. And then we've got... you just kind of floating in the void there. God, some of you guys just have such soulless looks to your faces. Like, I know the head has its own preset, but I think there's still some stretching or changes that can happen to it, and oh, down to hell where that abomination of a demon belongs. Okay, it looks like we've got a new species, the Van Mora. God, why are you guys all just like these big, puffed up, living tumors? Like, seriously, I'm actually not entirely sure where the head is in this mess. Oh, there it is. Is it... I was going to say, is the head upside down to the body, but I think it's just because the limbs are broken up behind its spine. God, there are... like, you know things are starting to get bad when these guys look normal to you. Now, we basically just gotta keep letting it play off. 2 times speed is as fast as I can let it go. And we just gotta let whatever you want to call this artificial nature do its thing. And you are... yeah, you're the Scabasa. Again, these guys seem to be the ones that are getting the most mobility in that to them. Then you got things like this, the Catatula, which has... oh, actually... no, wait, you're... yeah, you're a forager, and... oh, you're the Scabasa are actually a predator species. I didn't realize that. They actually probably have a pretty good edge over a lot of the other species we've got in the in the ecosystem because of those big fins they've got. Wait, blinded? Has something developed ink? I think... okay, I might have to check the, like, neural network, but I think... oh, maybe not this, because to be honest, I can't really read this all that well. Where was the combat stats? Yeah, here. Something was able to actually, like, spray a cloud of ink, but I don't know what it was. And looking around here, I'm not really seeing anything that says, info to it either. But I just saw the ink cloud for, like, where those species were hunting. I was trying to figure out, like, what was it that did that? Here, we'll try to get a little bit more of our coral growing in spots. And I guess I should check over some of the features like I've been bringing about, because this used to be our big barren plateau. It's still got a few bare spots that we can build off and put stuff down on, but at least there is life coming over here, and there is some food like plants and that starting to take up on parts of it. Got another angleloach. These guys have probably the most diversity I'm seeing for a single species. Like, these are the same species between these two. Wait, does it even have a different type of head? I think it might. Uh-oh. Okay, game, maybe it was just auto-saving there, but... yeah, you are so different from any of the others. I don't know what caused it to be so, like, abnormal. I've been expecting to see things like a weird extra limb or that, but never a full, like, different head shape, different coloration, even different limb configuration. Like, it doesn't have very good odds of survival or children from looks of it, but... okay, and it looks like all the species that we're going to settle kind of have... and thankfully, it looks like the Van Mora are not going to make it. There's just this one little one left. Yeah, you know what? We're just going to take care of that. Just to prevent any of the other little ones from possibly returning. We'll turn the combat details off because we don't really need that. We'll see what happened to the Larcata. Limb to tentacle. Okay, that's interesting. So, I guess the limbs can develop so much dexterity they turn into more of like an octopus tentacle or something? I'm not too sure. Although, again, it still feels like basic movement is something that can elude a lot of the species that get spawned in. Like, he's at least moving in a general direction, I think, but working really drunk to get along. We got a new limb on one of these. Oh, God. Yeah, like, that's more than just a new limb. That is a tentacled mess of all kinds of limbs. Can I make, like, the water healthier so I don't have so many of these broken things spawning in? Okay, we got a fin to a limb for this one. And now, God, now it's resembling like an angleloach. It's like, it's got the slender body, the weird one off to the side, the tail. And that is from the species that are our smushed highway frog. So yeah, it's interesting to see the new things coming about. And I think I've just got to basically give it more time and see if we get more points coming in. Because there's not too much more I can really do aside from, like, trying to spawn more species in. But my guess is because I don't have a lot of coral in the ecosystem, the coral fish species didn't really have anything to anchor onto for, like, their food supply or that. So that's why they all died out. Okay, it seems like mutations are also giving us the life points. So yeah, I still want to see, because, like, again, we only have the 2 predator types we can seed. Oh, there was a huge boost to our, points. We'll go for the blue waving hand coral. Again, try to get more coral possibly established. Maybe if we get enough on the map, we can get some other species going too. Put some there. Let me check up in this corner area, because this was an area I think... yeah, we'll put some around here as well. try to get the coral growing as much as possible, and then that way we at least know we're having a chance for if we do try the coral fish species again. Oh, what happened down here? I'm not sure if something, like, was in this area and just completely ate all the vegetation, but it's kind of weird to see, like, the green bottom without any grass or anything to it. Maybe this is almost like a dead zone where, like, I spawned some grass in, or some plants in, but they couldn't, like, reproduce and spread, so it's just, like, the aftermath left behind. Some of the neat things about ecosystem is just, like, how the ground, or how, just how things take and then go and fade away. Like, we still have spots where... Actually, that's... Okay, that's the map border, so I'm going into areas that would not be able to seed at all. Like, I can come back here. Yeah, we've got a lot of spots where... I don't know if species just completely, like, deforested it or what, but... Yeah, there's, like, nothing on so many parts of this. I don't know if it's because maybe I failed to put in a current or something, but... And there is all kinds of plankton schools, which I think are what all the little very light blue particles are, if you guys actually can see it in the video. So plankton, there's a healthy supply of. But yeah, our species... I might need to try seeding another predator species, because we obviously have a lot of forager species just deforesting parts of the map. So much so, I don't think it's actually recovering from them. Maybe we'll do that. Try to seed another predator species. Plop it down right in an area with a lot of... Wait a minute, aren't these... These are all angeloaches, aren't they? They are predators. Oh, maybe I should just... Holy crap, that's a lot of them. I mean, they are up to 43 for their population. Maybe I should just leave them be for a bit and see what they all do. Oh, and a really unique one is still alive. I do like that there is a lot of variety that does come from the animals with time. Like, we can see how, I guess maybe just like by genetic chance, they're diversifying and mutating into a few different takes on the base form that they started at or established as. And of course, genetic diseases seem to be rampant for them. But it's interesting to see, like, just this bloom of all these guys here. Oh, is it? It might be because they're all here to mate. All the behaviors are for mating here. So they actually managed to migrate into a cluster for it. We'll have to see, like, what happens to the population, but I have a feeling these guys might have the population just completely explode, considering they're already at 42 individuals. The Blotro, oddly enough, I don't think they ever really ballooned into, like, their population numbers like the Angeloaches. I don't know if it's something to do with, like... Maybe it's because these are just, like, a generic predator species, and the Angeloaches are more... I believe they came in when we, like, tried to seed the eel species. I wonder if that had something to do with it, is, like, there's a better specialization from the Angeloaches, and that's why they've been able to have the population kind of explode as they have, and are getting to be as dominant as they are. Because I think they're actually attacking the other... Yeah, they seem to be going after each other. The Angeloaches might be attacking, going for the, Balatro and the Skabasa. So we do have not only competition, but also, like, adversity between them. Oh, although if there is a prey species like that poor Barbana that get too close... Oh, what was... I swore I just heard, like, a rustling sound, but I don't know what it was from. I don't know if maybe it's, like, a combat sound from how, like, these guys have all been going after each other, or what. Uh-oh. you're going to have to flee better than that because you got a lot of things after you. Oh, you only got the one limb, don't you? Yeah, you're not going to be able to get away from all this. I'm surprised it hasn't started losing health, but look at everything just kind of clustering after this poor one. Actually, for whatever reason, it's holding in there pretty well. Let me check the combat details, like broken limb quotient. Okay, so it might have lost a limb from battle. I actually don't know if it's a thing, but that would be neat as if, like, you can actually have certain species, they do lose limbs, like they've been bitten off for that. But yeah, whatever reason, it's not losing health, and it's holding out pretty well through everything around it. I guess... Oh. Well, the ambush bonus, though, took a fair hit to it. Yeah, now it's starting to lose health, so... It's just a swarm descending on that poor one. We're going to let nature play its course and see who's going to get the kill here. Yeah, there it goes. Looks like you were the lucky one to be close enough to take it. Oh. And the Angoloach population not crashed, but did cut close to half. It's down to 28 now. I guess maybe the older generation passed on or reproduced or whatever. And we just saw a die-off of quite a few of their number. But overall, I think this is an okay spot to leave ecosystem for now. We'll see what comes next episode, and then probably end the series off there. I mean, I could let this keep running, but I don't know if we'll really see that much in the way of changes for stuff. It is going at 2 times speed, so even with the 20 minutes that we let it go on for, that's 40 minutes, so I feel like there'd be enough time. If there was going to be some really big changes, we might have started to see them come about, but so far, not so much. Thank you guys for joining me on this episode of the series. If you liked the video, be sure to give a like, and if you have any comments, tips, or tricks, be sure in the comments right down below. And until I see you in the next video or episode, Survivors, please remember, as always, to take care and stay alive.